Yeah, I can't even fold, I damn near cracked the code. Okay. Came to tap in with my bros, cause Raulyknows. Okay. I took my foot off of that gas, I'm stepping on they throats. I damn near clocked up in this yo for like 10 or 4. So what they talking about? I don't know, shit, nothing new. Running up the.
Welcome everybody to the Raulyknows podcast. I'm joined by my boy James here.
Hello everybody.
Usually I just let my guests kind of introduce a little bit about himself, and so this is my friend James. But I mean, he could go more in depth of who he is and what he's doing.
Well, thank you for the nice introduction. Yep, my name is James. Last name Rojo, if you should know. But hey, like the color red in Spanish. Been in Vegas all my life.
East side, right?
East side. Born and raised basically. Vegas High School, class of 11. What up? But yeah, Ro is one of my good friends. Definitely, he was just a great guy. Like when I met him, like great energy, great vibes. Always was just friendly, and but yeah, man, trying to support you and probably my podcast chair right now, so I'm kind of like
yeah. So this is my boy James. Like he said, like I said, same thing for you. Like I felt like you were like a really good friend to me too. Always positive vibes and stuff. I really appreciate that. Today on the podcast, I really kind of want to focus and pick your brain about like what you got going on with the Woosubi.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about that. I missed it the first time, but how many events? Well, first of all, if the viewers are kind of like don't know what we're talking about, what is that? And
yeah. Basically it's spam Woosubi. Being an Asian, just it's always something I would grow up eating. One of my good friends, Andrew. Well, I grew up with him ever since I was like 3 years old. So
okay.
Like we've kind of just made our own little recipe. Back in Vegas high school, we would just always cook up, make it for like lunch. And then next thing you know, we would bring some for our friends. They're like, "Oh, dude, this is fire!" And I'm just like, "Okay, cool. Like, we might as well just make some for just to sell, slang and stuff."
Yeah.
So,
you sell them in high school?
Yeah. That's
so. This goes way back.
It goes way back. So like back in Vegas, I think it was maybe like junior year, like sophomore year, like we started this, and like we would wake up 5 a.m., like cook up a can or two of spam, whip it up, some eggs and shit like that. Make our little secret sauce, and everybody like our parents would be like, they're supplying the demand, like they're the ones buying the supplies, and we're just whipping it up and
making profit out of it.
We make the profit. So it's like every time we would like wake up at like 5, my parents, like we'd be up before my parents, they'd be like, "Spam again, huh?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're just trying to get a little side little money,
Yeah.
Only chore money can do so much, so
yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. It was lucrative a little bit. Like nobody in school really told you like if it was a right or wrong thing to do. So
Right.
So yeah, we would have at least like maybe 20 of them things.
20
in like our little like lunch pail sack. So like we would just cut them up, wrap them up in some tin foil and then or aluminum foil, and then people were like, "Oh damn, you got that Woosubis on deck, huh?" And then like once the first week started being off, like we'd have our
regulars.
usuals. Yeah, they're like, hey, you got that Woosubi on deck? Sometimes you'd be seeing them scratching their neck.
Nah.
Like, one of our good friends, like Aaron Berkey, like she would be like, hey, I know you have that spam on you. I see that lunch pail. And then we're just like, every time in history's like fourth period, we'd be selling out before
Really?
like lunch. Yeah.
How much were you selling them for?
Oh man,
If you could remember.
I think it was like $1.50.
Wow.
Think. Now
that's a deal.
Yeah, I mean, we're high schoolers. We didn't like.
You didn't even have to pay for it. So whatever
so
that
like,
$1.50 was straight profit.
But we would literally like sell like a full one for like $2.50 or $3. Like it's a whole roll. Or
Yeah.
Like we'll half it for like $1.50. But now like I keep the prices relatively cool because I sell them in halves and stuff like that. So I have my premium little secret sauce. I have make tempura with it. So I have like 2 different types of like of ways I make it. So yeah, I mean,
Well, what made you want to bring it back?
I don't know. I one day I was just
It was like nostalgic or what?
Yeah, one day I just like was craving it, and I'm like, I'm just gonna eat this. And then one of our good friends, Francis from Blank,
Shout out to Blank.
Shout out to Blank Gallery. you know, they're the ones putting it on for, you know, for the community and also for us as close friends. So I told him about like what I do and like, hey, I do Woosubi and stuff like that. And he was just like, oh, dude, like put it on, like make a stand. We'll definitely like put you on and sell at the market. So the vintage night market, they have it like every month now. So
Yeah.
I was just like, hey, fuck it, you know, like might as well do it to do it. And
Did
yeah,
it go good? Did it go well?
Yeah, a lot of people had really good reviews about it. I changed like the sauce up a little bit from before, and like, yeah, it has like some real premium ingredients in it and stuff like that. So, so yeah, I mean, it was a hit. I make my tempuras fresh though, because you know how like if you pack tempura,
It gets all soggy.
it gets soggy. So like I actually like hand roll it in front of them when I do it like in my stands and stuff like that. So I'm trying to bring like a little conventional oven to make it a little crispy.
Yeah.
But I forgot it, but I'm gonna bring it next time. But yeah, like my point is to like make the tempura fresh, hand rolled. So when they order it, it's like they get that, you know, fresh bite, because nobody likes soggy tempura. So
Absolutely.
but yeah, man, like I have a spicy version on spicy spam. They're a hot commodity now because you barely see them in the stores now. Like all you see is like turkey spam or like what else? Like less sodium spam, bacon spam, but you never see hot and spicy anymore. Like I literally had to go.
You got
like
to look for
5
it.
different stores to find hot and spicy, and like yeah, like now I know which store to go to. I'm like, all right, cool. I know.
You're
where
gonna
to get my
gatekeep that one.
yeah, you know, it's hey, you gotta find it just like I found it. You gotta find it yourself. But yeah, man, it's something cool. It's something I'm passionate about. Like it's, I don't know.
You see yourself going like keep doing it, or
Yeah, I mean, I see myself like, you know, I haven't really gone to the point where like I want to buy like a like I want to buy a food license, but as far as like brick
you're just
and
starting.
mortar,
You're getting your product out there. I feel like.
yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know if you've been doing it for a while, but I saw it at a night market.
yeah,
So I was like, man, that's cool as fuck. I need to support James in whatever he can, like get the word out or something. I need to try it, by the way.
oh yeah.
But recently,
definitely,
like
you know.
I used to kind of like not eat seaweed. I don't know what was wrong with me. It was just a personal thing.
Yeah,
And when I went to Hawaii, my coworker Keone, shout out to Keone, bro, like he took care of me, bro. Like he picked me up from the airport. I stayed with his family, bro. Like Hawaiians know how to,
dude.
yeah, they treat you really good, man. And obviously, I took care of them too. Like I made them like pasta. I made them like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They let us use their car wherever I wanted to go. But mostly, like I tried to get Woosubi's in every day because like it's just different, you know. When you're out there in the island, it's just like,
Especially the way they make it out there, bro. It's definitely unique. I mean, they have it on every 7-Eleven and stuff. Like
7-Eleven, yeah, in the
Yeah.
gas stations.
yeah,
That's where we'll go get breakfast in the gas station. I'm like, dude, like out here we don't do that. You don't
No,
get
for
breakfast at a gas
you do
station.
not get no food at the gas station. You don't get no glizzies for breakfast, but 7-Eleven in Hawaii is popping.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
They have everything, bro. Like, I'd be surprised. I'm like,
I was trying to go to McDonald's. I heard they have like Portuguese sausage and like all this other stuff. So, I mean, I never got around to it. But being that we're on the topic of Woosubi, like if people are actually like listening that never had it, what is it exactly?
yeah, I mean, so basically, big, you know, seaweed, rice, and spam. But spam is a little canned meat that you get at the store. It has beef, pork, and chicken. I think it's like a mixture or something. But yeah, I mean, it's just that good stuff and wrapped up in a little seaweed little roll. But my thing is I kind of put egg in it to kind of give it that extra layer of like flavor, extra protein. You know what I mean?
Kind of fills you up a little more too.
Yeah. It kind of fills you up a little bit more. But yeah, it's definitely like I wouldn't even say a delicacy, but it's you know, it's something that's definitely a unique taste because a lot of people like spam, and a lot of people from the islands, a lot of people like that type of stuff. So honestly, I just wanted to bring it back. I was like, hey man, like I might as well, if my friends give me the opportunity to make them, I might as well see how it goes. And now it's kind of just getting its traction in its early stages right now. So I'm trying to like kind of build on that, see how it goes, see what I can build on and add other things to the menu. So it's kind of just more of like,
You're just starting.
Yeah, just starting.
I feel like
getting the ball rolling.
you just starting, like the amount of people that know about it is like pretty good.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
you're in a good place too, because I feel like you're the only one doing food out there, right? Or is there more food out there?
I mean, there's people doing like like desserts, like ice, shaved ice, condensed milk type of desserts, and things like that. But yeah, I'm the only one in the space selling actual food because, in Chi-Town and Shanghai Plaza, sorry, is all types of places to eat there. But at the actual market in the where we're at in the second floor, there's nobody slanging food. So it's a little thing where little half masubi just to eat while you're shopping around. And a lot of people actually, it was a good turnout. Honestly, I was expecting.
Were you kind of like stressing like, fuck, I gotta make this?
Yeah, man. Like honestly, it was. I usually have my best friend Andrew help me, but he's up in LA now, so. So I was just telling him about it. I'm like, yo, man, I'm about to slime these things. He was like, without you, he's just like, hey, man. He's like, you ever watched The Bear?
I love The Bear.
Dude, he's like, hey, let it rip.
Let it rip.
Like, let it rip, cuz I was like, hey.
Yo.
I'm about to.
Hey, what'd you say when he said that to you?
I was just like, he was like, let it rip. I'm like, thank you, cuz. Like I was like, thank you, chef. I got you. I'll let you down.
Cousin.
So, but yeah, man, like
let's talk about that though. Let's talk about The Bear, bro. I'm glad you brought that up.
Oh, The Bear's so good.
So
man.
before we get into that, like you were saying, you were stressing out a little bit, like about just the timing. Like you were getting a hella orders at one time, or what?
I actually was working, man. And I was just like the events at 8 because the sun's peeking out in Vegas. It doesn't go set until like 7:30. So I was just like, all right, cool. Like I'm working till like 5 o'clock, but I kept thinking to myself, I'm like, oh man, I gotta find time to actually like bust these out and actually make them. And I don't want to rush this out and like make it not quality, So I ended up calling out. Like I was like, yo, I feel sick. Called out like 4 o'clock, started banging it out. And sure enough, it's already 7:30. And like I see posts for people at the event and they're already there like shopping. He's like, and then Francis was hitting him up. He's like, yo, there's people here already. I'm like, oh, fuck, dude. Like I'm still making this shit. So like,
but hey, next time you'll be more prepared.
Oh, for sure. Like I'm actually gonna like make sure I'm like off and like actually like find the time to make it and bring all my items that I did. But honestly, yeah, it was a good stress. Like I kept telling myself like in the Bear, I'm like, we got 30 minutes, chefs. I was just like in my head, like just trying to get this shit out, putting it on.
Chef.
I was just like putting it in aluminum containers and shit like that. And then once I got there, my good friends LJ was helping me up with Francis. They were helping me set up. And then I was just starting to like have my cutting board out. So whoever wanted tempura, I was like ready to like make it in front of them. But I'd have like the pre-made spams, like the regular ones without tempura, just already wrapped up, like regular or spicy. So yeah, like it was a long learning process, but in the end,
you'll get better next time.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna make sure everything's good. Everyone's giving me good feedback, like, dude, this shit's bomb. I'm like, thank you, and then like more people started coming. Thank you, chef, and I was over here just whipping it with my katana knife and shit, or what's it called, the
cleaver?
It's a Japanese knife. It's called the Damascus.
Damascus.
Yeah.
Well, Damascus is the material, but it'll probably be like a. Damn, bro! It's been so long that I've been out of the kitchen, bro.
It's so sharp, though. Honestly, I actually got it for Christmas, and I'm like, hey, I might as well bring this knife, and it was like. It was really nice. Like I was just slicing it up, like really crisp and just like accurate. But yeah, like I mean, it pays itself off. Just the hard work you put in. It's just seeing the looks on people's faces when they eat it. I'm just like, hey, let me know. Take a bite. Let me know.
Honestly, like all that work that you do, like that little reaction you get from people saying that your food is good is like that's what I was doing it for back then. Yeah. Like before, like I was in the kitchen. If you guys don't know, I was obviously in the kitchen. Like that's what I went to school for. Then eventually, I ended up letting it go last year. Well, 2 years ago. Now it's 2 years. Do I miss it? I miss like the camaraderie.
Yeah.
Because if you watch The Bear, we'll get into The Bear because we have to talk about that. But if you watch it, like, bro, like you're with these people 10 hours of the day, like 10, 11 hours, maybe 12 if you're a chef, 12 and 14.
Yeah. But you got to prep too.
Bro. Like it's just so much that goes on to food. And what's crazy about a restaurant is that the food doesn't really give you a large profit margin. Yeah. Like it just like, a restaurant, like, I guess like what they aim for is to get 20% food costs. So like their food cost always has to be at a certain percent. So like at the end of the day, 20% food cost, 80% profit margin. Like that's pretty good. But there's some things like alcohol where you could just double the pricing of one spirit or whatever.
Yeah.
And it doesn't perish as much as food. Like there's so much that goes into it. And just like, man, like just it got me hyped up. I kind of want to start cooking again, bro. Just that feeling, bro. I know that feeling, man.
Just like seeing the look on people's faces, though. Like that's why you got into it. It's just like you're passionate about food. Everyone loves food, but it's like when you're actually dedicated, like as it being like your profession and seeing how these people react to food, like definitely pays dividends when you serve them. And
it feels good, bro.
Yeah. You like being in the service of like. In the industry of like service and like food, like definitely that's why people go, because or people that are actually chefs or like what I mean, like servers, they find the joy of like giving that satisfaction to customers. So that's why I respect people in the food all the time. Like I used to be a server in a Korean barbecue joint, all you can eat.
Where was that at?
Oh man, I used to live in San Diego for a little bit.
Okay.
So it's called Taiguki, but yeah, man, like I would always bust it. I have an iPad serving like 10 people at a time. You know what I'm saying? Like dishing it out. But yeah, I mean, just like being in the service is like, it's very fast paced. Like time goes by pretty quick when it's busy. But
you get in the flow, and then you just start like stressing out. Oh shit.
Yeah. And then it hits 7. It's like, oh shit, you have these reservations. You have part of your 3. You have your reservation at 7:30 coming. So it's all like, You're juggling, but like at the end, it's like, whoa, it's 10 already. Like, we're done it. Good tips, then you get to chill with some soju in the end, So being in the food industry is cool. Like I like being in the.
It's different, industry. Man, and especially like being from Vegas is like, the food industry here is like none like any other. Yeah. Like I haven't lived anywhere else but Vegas, but like I just been to other places and worked at other restaurants out of town just like to get my experience up. And the freaking culture is a lot different for sure. Like out here is just like, it's such a 24-hour town, but like, I mean, after the pandemic I don't feel like Vegas recovered from it. Like you'd be able to get there'd be a bunch of things open past like midnight. Now it's just like things are not 24 hours anymore, but just the culture itself, man, it's just like, toxic, but at the same time you thrive in that shit. You kind of like talking shit. You like getting yelled at. You like yelling at people. Like there's a reason why cooks are cooks. Like a lot of the times they don't have people like skills.
Yeah. So all they know is just like like busting shit out. But like you definitely have to have a thick skin in the restaurant game. Like definitely, like I watch Gordon Ramsay all the time, and like,
oh, that's a little exaggerated. It really is.
Yeah, but like it's just like it's kind of real though. I mean, like if you want to be successful and like all that shit, like definitely having that type of like mentality where like you push through, like the drunk people will be like, oh, customers are the way they are, and especially in Vegas, it's like you never know who's gonna be too fucked up or.
Oh, and that's a big thing. You're dealing with drunk people. That adds on to it too. Like they're just, it's like wrangling kids, bro. Like a lot of times where I was at before, I'm not gonna say anything, but it was just a lot of like drunk people, like people that were entitled, and like they thought they could treat you less of a person because you're helping them out. You're the help and shit. And a lot of the times you got to kind of put your ego aside and be like, you know what, my job is to serve them.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, they could treat me like a certain way. I mean, you could stand up for yourself a little bit. Like there is some type of form of respect that they need to at least have for you. But a lot of the times you got to kind of think about when you're serving or busing, like being front of the house, like you got to kind of like put your ego to the side and be like, you know what, my job is to do this. Like my job is to take care of them, make sure they have a good experience and stuff like that. But I mean, a lot of the times people just don't care, bro. Like, especially if they're drunk.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Like I'm just like, man, like dealing with people that are just in that mode. We're just like, hey, just yelling like, hey, you want this? Hey, man, hey, I want this too. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, like, let me get one at a time. I'm
gonna exactly. Like I said, they're like little kids, bro. Like, they got to deal with like little kids. One at a time, bro.
Yeah.
Man, so let's get into The Bear, bro.
Oh,
Did you watch it when it came out? Or you got into it later? I mean, it doesn't matter, but I'm just saying, I just want to know kind of where.
Yeah, I saw like posts about it, and then I saw just like some of my friends watching it, and they're like, "Oh man, I love this. I love The Bear. I love how it's about." I'm like, the bear, huh? So like, for me too, like me and my wifey, like it takes a lot for us to actually sit down and actually watch.
You guys have to both like it.
Yeah, we have to both like it, and it's like certain like shows that like get hyped, but then you watch it, and it's like, oh, like
I think we're done with this.
like,
Yeah.
like after 2 or 3 episodes. But honestly, the Bear Man, like it took, because it off jump, like the way it started as far as like character building and just like it's so chaotic and like just.
But that's really how it is, bro.
I'm just like
that's really how it is, bro.
Yeah.
And in their situation, it was like a sandwich shop.
Yeah, sandwich shop, and then they're like what, quote unquote Italian or something.
Yeah,
like
so
that.
like it's just so crazy because like a lot of people don't really think that that's how I really like, but like if you're in a kitchen environment or like even a restaurant environment, like if you know, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, we could get into it like what I mean, it's probably gonna be a spoiler if you haven't watched the Bear, so you're probably gonna have to skip through this right here. So for people that just like don't really care, like kind of want to know about what the Bear is like a restaurant show. Would you say, right?
Yeah, it's a restaurant show.
It's not reality TV. It's like an actual produced, like it's like very well produced. Do the detailing in it. It's like really good. Like I remember just watching the reviews or like on Twitter.
Yeah.
Or X, my bad.
Yeah.
On X.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Bro. I can't remember around Twitter being X now. It's just like
Do we call it X or do we call it Twitter?
I'm gonna keep calling it Twitter. Honestly, it's still fresh. It's like I don't think it's.
It literally just changed like a couple of days ago. Oh, is it my fault?
Go to bed, baby. Or come on, Cuddy, go to bed. Sorry, guys. Go to bed. Come on, go to bed. Come on. Thank you. Sorry, my pug, man. He's chilling over here. He's very clingy. That's how pugs are. But
yeah, dude, the Bear. It's not reality TV. It's like an actual like script produced show.
Yeah.
What would you kind of describe like the first couple episodes like?
Yeah, so I mean it shows one of this guys named Carmen. So he's like he had aspirations of being a professional chef. His older brother owned a sandwich shop, and basically, I don't mean to spoil it, but hey, we're talking about it. So his brother died, and it was his sandwich shop, so he took over, quote unquote, and his cousin was helping him out too. So it kind of just shows basically him and how he kind of, starts from scratch from where he left off, and it kind of like escalates, and it shows all like the people that work there, like how they functioned and how they were, prior to, Carmi doing his thing. And yeah, like within the 5th, 6th episode, I'm like, man, like there's a lot of like chaotic things going on, character building. I'm like, man, I don't know. When is it going to get good? And then next thing you know, like by episode 7, season 1, it started kind of going.
Everything started connecting.
Yeah. Because it's just like, it's getting its traction. Things are starting to build up now. So it's like, it really gets good because you actually be kind of like connected and invested in these people where like you want to see them succeed and you want to see how it goes. And it kind of just shows you how like the restaurant business works, like the costs that go into it, all that good stuff, how they work in the back of the house and the front of the house, and of course the drama in there is funny. But yeah, like me as a person that consumes media, like, TV shows, like I personally like watching chef videos. Like I like watching Gordon Ramsay. Like I like to watch like MasterChef. I like to watch like different like food shows like that. So like when I watch The Bear, I'm like, okay, cool. Like it fits in my criteria of like my interests and stuff like that. So yeah, it gets really good. I would recommend watching The Bear. So, but for you, like, how did you like The Bear? Like, did you see, or like, what was your like take on like the whole thing, like season 2?
Well, like I said, bro, there's a lot of people, that pretentious people that would be like, oh man, it's really not how it is. Like, it really is like that though. Like honestly, like I came up like, well, my first job was at the Cupcakery. I don't know if you ever heard of it. The Cupcake Bakery.
Cupcakery, yeah. Well, that's not nothing but cake. At the Cupcakery, I think it was. It's on Eastern, right?
Yeah, they have one on Eastern. They used to have one on Tenaya.
Yeah.
In Lake Mead. But basically, all I was doing is like decorating cupcakes and selling them, right? So like, I've always been involved in the food and beverage industry. Like from there, I went to In-N-Out. From In-N-Out, I jumped to like a fine dining restaurant cooking. and like I just made my way up to eventually like doing performance nutrition for the Raiders. So
Oh yeah,
I was
remember that.
yeah, I loved it, man.
You-
It was
you were
dope.
on.
They
that was tight.
dude, they took care of me there for sure. Like the organization was dope. It was a dope place to be at. But like I feel like just the timing of it, I was there during COVID, so it was just like a lot of things I had to go through, a lot of obstacles I had to go through. Bro, I only had one day off, and if they played on a Sunday, we'd have to come in, feed them in the morning, or like feed like at the time they weren't letting fans inside the stadium, so a lot of the like big like owners and stuff would have like watch parties at the facility, so we'd have to be there cooking for them. So it was like a 7-day-a-week job, and you get burnt out eventually, you know. And especially because like you say you do have that Sunday off, they're in a away game.
Yeah.
You still have to come in and get tested. Like on my one day off, like I couldn't do anything. I felt like I was just like working, not even working. I felt like I was just like tied up to something. I started losing my love for it. You know what I mean?
No, and that's when you know, like when you know it's not serving you or your purpose. Like it's not like you're not passionate or you don't have that same like fire when you first start out, and you know it's kind of like draining you mentally, physically. Like then you know it's like time to kind of start new or let go or cut off. And I feel you, man. Like definitely it's like you know, and like when your gut tells you like, hey, like this isn't serving me positively, it's affecting me and you know outside of work and like what I got going on outside of work. Like that's
man, it affected a lot of my outside life because bro, I was there all the time, and then I feel like I was the most negative I've ever been during that time, bro, because like I would come out of work. At the time I was in a relationship, I would just come out and I would just like call my significant other, and I'd just be bitching all the time. I just became just like a complainer, bro, and I just hate. That's not me. Like I usually just I walk into the room, I light it up, you know, like people are just like happy to see me. But at that time, I was just like super negative. So it goes back to just watching how the bear just because that's what we're talking about, right? What I got from it was that like it's so accurate in the aspect of Carmi, which is like the main character, and how stressful he was because, like you said, his brother left. He died. Should we say it how he died or?
Wait, how did he die?
No, I know how he died, but I'm just saying, should we say it to the? If you don't care, just skip by this. Like I'm sorry, because like I feel like this is the topic that we're talking about, but like the bear, like the restaurant got left to his younger brother, and then the way that it got left to him is because his big brother owned it, but his big brother killed himself. Yeah. So his big brother killed himself and left it to his brother with all like, you know, all the recipes and everything all the problems that came with running that restaurant because he never ran it right. Like he didn't care about food costs. He didn't care about this. He didn't care about that. He was just running it because it was cool to have a sandwich shop or something like that.
Yeah, I think he didn't he have like a drug problem?
He had a big drug problem, and I think he owed a lot of people money.
Yeah, yep. Mm-hmm.
But just seeing how stressful he was to like stepping into that restaurant and kind of turning it around to a successful restaurant, that's a big thing to do, especially if like it's so bad how it was. Like, and him coming from, I think Noma. Noma was like a big ass restaurant.
Yeah, he was like an exec, like one of the top like.
He was a chef de cuisine at Noma, so it's like it's a big deal, and it's like he has Michelin stars. He was like a legendary chef. Like a lot of people looked up to him when they found out that he had a sandwich shop. People were like, "What the fuck are you doing at a sandwich shop?" And you know, he kept like, you know, he ended up changing things around. Started treating the kitchen like a brigade. Yeah. You know, if you don't know what a brigade is, obviously when Escoffier is like one of the first chefs. I'm over here talking. I'm getting all nerdy, bro. He's one of the first French chefs that kind of like started putting stations onto a kitchen. So like here you have garde manger, which is cold, like salads and sandwiches and stuff. And you have saute, you know, you have your sautés, you have your like grill, whatever, you know. So like he started compartmentalizing the kitchen, and it just made it more organized. So like when he tried doing that into that restaurant, he comes into the restaurant, everybody's all old school. They don't like change. Yeah. Like they're kind of like rebelling against him. They're like, nah, we don't do it that way. We do it this way. Yeah. This is the only way we know how to do it. We don't want change.
And when they were like rebelling against him, I felt so bad. And it was just like,
dude, imagine all that stress you have, and then your employees don't fuck with you.
Yeah. Who was that old lady? What's her name?
Is it Nancy? I think it's Nancy. I don't know, but I like her right now, bro. She's badass right now.
At first, she would pissed me off so bad, bro. Like, I think it was until episode 6 or 7 when she started like turning a leaf because
She started complimenting it.
yeah, because she was just like, she started actually learning because she would like always be so resentful because she always had this monotony of just doing the same thing for like 20 years. She's like, oh, I've been here longer than you've been alive, blah, 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 to like the new sous chef, that girl. And then I was just like, dude, why are you being such a dick? Like, you don't have to be like that. Like,
It's all ego, bro.
It is. And then like once she started like actually finding the opportunity to learn, and then she was actually like making good food, and she would like taste it, she would be like, oh, like there was like change happening. And I'm just like, oh, dude, she's like,
She found something she never thought she needed.
Yeah.
She's kind of like a purpose. A lot of the times, man, like that's all people need, bro. Like a purpose. We go like through this whole thing called life, and sometimes we're too scared to like go for that thing that we actually care about. That's why I admire you for even starting the Woosubi thing, like the Woosubi. Like if somebody has an idea, man, like the least you could do is support it in any aspect. And like even doing this podcast or sharing your stuff. Like I 100% admire people that actually find something that they're passionate about, bro. Yeah. So that's why like that's one of the big reasons why I'm here, other than me being your friend, right?
Of course,
But
definitely.
Yeah, man. Finding a passion, bro.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's what it's about. Like for me, like I've always had passions, you know what I mean? Like I've met like from growing up, I would always like, you know, it was musically inclined. Like I don't know if you knew this, but like I used to play the bass guitar. I always used to play the drums. Back in the day, you know, my mom would always like let us go to church, and then we would always be like in this youth group, and I would be like musically inclined, and then I would always just like have my own taste in like jazz, and like at the time it was like Tribe Called Quest, you know, Far Side, all those like OG hip hop groups. I started listening to Nas, Jay-Z, and then that's when I kind of just like passionately, I was just like, okay, like I'm actually good at the drums, like I play it, but
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I play it, and it's expensive though, like especially when you're growing up and it's like you have these priorities, and then bills come, and then you want to like still like have a drum set. Well, it's like I had to actually sell parts of my drum set at one time because like, you know, growing up and just all that shit, it's like finding a passion is definitely key, because that's what kind of like wakes you up, you know what I mean? So like I still have that as a passion, but I love food too. So like this Woosubi thing, like I you know, call it Woosubi, you know what I mean? So I just did it for fun, you know, like it's something that actually I don't feel like is a burden per se.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like a lot of joy. Just,
I mean, it has potential to become something special, bro.
Yeah, and exactly, and it's just a niche, you know what I mean? Like nobody really has that niche, and I just found the opportunity, you know. I just
shout out to Francis, man.
Yeah, man, he's the best, bro. Love you, Francis. Shout out to Francis. He's one of the key people at Blank Gallery, so go there and support.
Yeah, go shop at Blank Gallery. You see this T-shirt that I got wearing. You know what I'm saying? I had to wear it today. You feel me? I wear it a lot, actually. I try my best to wear it.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the plain tee they have. Like mine's in the washer right now, but yeah, I mean, yeah, they have really good product.
They sell shoes. They're over here at Shanghai Plaza, right above Shanghai Taste.
Yeah, it's right there above like China Mama. Like
China Mama. Yeah, it's on top
on 202 in the second floor. So
yeah, if you have a chance and you're by Shanghai Plaza, if you have nothing to do, or if you're looking to, you know, check out like a boutique store, like a sneaker store,
consignment.
Yeah, so they have all that for you, and then pick up, you know, some blank tees while you're at it.
Yeah, they have accessories, shoes, you know, all streetwear, you know, that consignment shop will have. They're just located in a prime spot. So yeah, I mean, they're for the community, man. Like they partner up with Cultivate. They do a lot of good things for the community.
They give back to the community for sure.
They do. So shout out to Francis, to everybody in Blank and Cultivate for doing the thing. So yeah, giving us the opportunity, like, you know, I mean, I wouldn't have thought about, you know, rekindling my passions about food if it wasn't for them. So, you know, it's them being a channel of blessing to us. And
that's how they are with everybody, bro. That's why I love them so much, man.
Yeah.
Man, that's pretty much what we have for like finding a passion, bro. But what else you got going on, bro?
Yeah, I mean, But right now, I mean, personally, I've had, I just, as of, my big life change was having a baby. So
Congrats to you, bro.
thank you. Yeah. He's napping right now, but hopefully he can make a little special appearance. But yeah, man, he's just been a blessing. His name's Malachi. He goes by Kai, Khai. But
Why'd you name him Malachi?
oh,
Does it mean
man.
something?
Yeah, it does. My wife has the meaning. It was
Name 3 albums. No, I'm just kidding. I feel like that's basically what I just hit you with.
no, for real. I'm just like, bro, there is a meaning to
Are
it.
you really? Are you really a fan, bro? Name 3 albums, bro.
She was the one that came up.
She chose it.
I like Kai.
You wanted to be James.
Yeah, I like Kai, but then she liked Malachi, and she said it standed for some. I mean, I can look it up, but
I could cut it, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah.
We'll come back. We'll pretend
We'll
like
come
we.
back to it, but yeah, he's been a blessing, man. He's 6 months. He was born in January, so
What is he? A Capricorn?
like the 30th Capricorn, like, isn't it?
Oh, January. He might be Aquarius, bro.
Aquarius. I think Aquarius. Yeah.
Aquarius gang.
Yeah.
I'm Aquarius. I don't even know what it means, but I was born in February, so the beginning of February.
Oh, then yeah, he's an Aquarius. Yeah. But yeah, man, that's
the best time, bro. I'm saying.
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, it's like after the holidays, it's starting a new year. You know what I mean? Just yeah, that time is great. Like I like that time. I like summertime, and then I like wintertime. But yeah, man, like just answer your question. Like just what's been going on lately is just raising a kid, man. Like being selfless. Sorry. And it kind of changes you, man. Like I still can't believe I'm a dad. Like it kind of just. But when you look at him and you look at your kid, like parents can relate to this. Like when you have your kid, like everything goes out the window. Like even when I had problems, bro, like even like not to get too personal, but like I had like my own like things outside of work, like my job situation. Like I'd always be stressing out. Like there was a time at a point where I couldn't, I was like, I was just like, man, I don't know what to do with my job. But then like I was always so stressed. And then when I look at him, bro, and I play with him, it's just like all my problems go away. And I'm just like, such a blessing. He's such a happy baby, man. And like, shout out to wifey, man. Jelly doing her thing.
Made a baby out of love, bro. That's why.
Love you, babe. Good job, Angelica.
She gonna be watching this right now.
But yeah, man. I mean, for that, yeah, just my kid. Yeah, I just have a couple passions. Musically, I'm still trying to like find myself. So stay tuned for that. I'm not trying to like put too much out there because I don't like to say things and then
not come up.
So like I kind of like to build content, build a couple things, invest into it. So I'm still in that mode where musically, because I actually went to school for audio production.
Oh, dope.
Yeah. So but Art Institute is not a good school. So shout out to Art Institute. You suck. Yeah, man.
That's not the first time I hear that.
Art Institute is whack, bro. Like, I mean,
it was like a scam kind of.
Yeah, kind of like a scam, bro. Like, it wasn't really an accredited like college.
Right.
Like, it's not like you get your bachelor's, but it's not like an actual legitimate like college where it'll like transfer to all types of professional like places and stuff like that. So, but I mean, moral of the story, like, I still I still do that. You know what I mean? Like I didn't, finish school because my living situation, I moved out with my wifey to San Diego for a little bit. They couldn't transfer my credits, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I mean, still like even without college, like I still, love music. I still, I bought like, my own drum pad, my own like little Ableton thing on my computer. So I'm still working, you know what I mean? I'm doing that while being a parent, while trying to do my own business, while trying to work full-time jobs. So, everyone's just trying to find, what they're about. And that's just kind of me in a gist, honestly. Like, yeah. Can't really think about anything else that's like my main focus right now. Like,
and it seems like you got it figured out, bro. This life thing is just like, it's crazy, man. The more time we spend on this earth is just like, you learn more and more and more. And just, I'm pretty sure like you've learned so much just being a dad for 6 months.
Yeah.
And not even that, just like your wifey was pregnant for 9 months. So like,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure you learned a lot about each other going through that.
Yeah. We definitely had our strides of different, trials and tribulations, and not even that, but just, learning each other. Like, we've been married since 2014. So
How old were you when you got married?
like 20.
Are you Mexican? No, I'm just playing. Yeah, it was a joke. I'm just playing.
I mean, hey, shout out to East Side. I was part of the Mexican crew, honestly, and then hang out with some of my black friends too. But yeah, I mean, yeah, just being with her for a long time as boyfriend and girlfriend, and then being married, shortly after, till this day, like, being, having a kid, like 10 years later, it opened like a new avenue of relationship I've like never thought like I'd have with her. And like, we've experienced things where it's like, man, this is new, like everything's new. So it's kind of like a fresh pace of like, of living life. And yeah, you just learn, bro, like about each other, about how not just like, normal things where you only care about yourself. Now it's like me as a person, like me as a dad and as a husband and father, it kind of built that title, like being a husband and a father. It's like I'm the head of the household. I have to like have responsibilities now. It's not just my own agenda is going out with the homies all the time.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, like now it's
no,
like,
but I mean, at the end of the day, like your family's everything.
Yeah, family's everything. And honestly, like I'm happy that God kind of put that in that timing, because I'm kind of like happy where I'm at right now in life. Well, of course I'm not content, because I'm always trying to like strive to grow and be better every day. But yeah, I mean, as far as like the timing of everything of having a kid, like I feel like definitely life's going to where it's supposed to be. And yeah, man, growing as a man definitely builds character, being a dad. So all the parents out there can definitely attest to that. So but yeah, you soon maybe.
Nah, bro. I got my heart broken, so I hate women right now. I'm Andrew Tate. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Man.
Nah, man. I love love, bro. At the end of the day, if it comes down to it, like I'm super open for it. But right now, I'm just like not even focused on that right now.
Yeah, no. Focus on yourself. I think kind of maybe it happened for a reason, but hey,
I hate hearing that, bro.
It's not personal though. I mean,
no, for sure. I know. It's just like at the end of the day, like since it happened, I don't want to sound like I'm fucking emotional about it, but like since it happened, I felt like I've grown a lot. Yeah. There's a lot of like things that I didn't know about myself, and I just got to start putting myself first in a lot of things, and just kind of like building myself, bro, and just that's what I got going on. Lately, bro, just one thing I'd really noticed about you that I really like, bro, is like we kind of have like almost the same taste in everything, bro. Like Dodgers.
Oh yeah.
Lakers.
Oh yeah.
Raiders. Like we like.
Yeah, it's actually pretty funny.
Yeah,
how
it's
we have the same teams.
Yeah, now that I think about it, yeah.
Yeah.
So one thing I kind of wanted to talk about, like, where were you when you got the news about the whole Kobe situation?
Oh, dude, man, I was actually. It still gives me like chills to this day, bro. Like my family grew up. I mean, I grew up watching Kobe. Like that was my muse. Like he got me into basketball. Like I started watching basketball. I'm not gonna front. Like I wasn't like that type where like my parents are immigrants. They came from the Philippines to here, so they weren't like into like sports like that. So like I had to see it on ABC, the finals and stuff like that. So when I started watching, it was Kobe's era, and it, I was just grew up as a Laker fan. Like some of my best friend Andrew's in LA, so I would always go to LA, watch some games and stuff like that. But enough about the history. Like when I was, to answer your question, where was I? So like, being a really big Kobe fan, like I was like actually getting out of church, and then I see a tweet by TMZ saying something about Kobe died. I'm like,
it was either on a Saturday or a Sunday. It was
on a Sunday.
It was on Sunday.
I was like, I fucking hate internet, bro. Like, why would they fucking like make up bullshit like this? Like, it's not funny.
Yeah.
And sure enough, like, more tweets started coming out, photos started coming out, and then once I see like, TMZ confirmed Kobe dead at at a hella plane crash with his daughter, bro. I was like, I'm getting goosebumps right now, bro. I'm just like, that is so crazy. Like, life is so fragile. Like, you wouldn't think
you growing up seeing somebody that you think might be immortal, like just like your hero, and then out of nowhere, just like you get the news that he's dead. And then to me, bro, like a lot of people, I don't know how people could be just so like rude about it. I get it, people just like to troll and shit like that, but like to me, he was my superhero, bro. Like you said, like I was watching it on ABC or whatever. Like the only thing I had to watch, I was a big Laker fan as well growing up. And then just like always idolizing this guy, just his mentality, like his his winning attitude, and like him being a good dad to his daughters and stuff like that. Like just to find out he's dead, like that shit was crazy. It's almost like I knew him, but I didn't. You know what I mean?
Like the pain, like I felt, like you felt like on the day of, like you're just like, oh man, I can't believe, like you're still in shock. And it kind of felt like I kind of lost a family member.
Yeah, no, it really did, bro. Because I was at work when well, I actually got the news on my way to work. Yeah. And then while I'm at work, I just couldn't believe it, bro. I was like hella sad. I already got my crying out of the way because like obviously like I never knew him. Like people were like, why are you gonna cry over somebody that doesn't care a fuck about you or like doesn't even know you exist?
That's not a valid reason to cry.
Yeah, hey, but
they don't understand
my manager at the time was a big Kobe fan.
Yeah.
And a Laker fan. So like I remember like I'm over here setting up my work day, setting it up, and then he comes in, he walks in, we lock eyes, and we're looking at each other, and I go, I start bawling, bro. I'm like, fuck. And I took myself out the kitchen. I was like, I had to give myself a moment because, dude, that shit was crazy to me. Like, just like, damn. I was at work. Imagine working through that. But like, damn, like, Kobe's death for sure fucked me up, bro.
Yeah, man, definitely, bro. It definitely set a thing in my spirit, bro. I was just like, I wasn't good that whole week. Like I was just like literally kind of just like still in shock, and then just like you would see on the internet just like, oh, remembrance of Kobe. He did this, and that, and that. And it just made you appreciate him more, and like, and it's just really sad to Vanessa, and like I would only feel like imagine what she gone through, like. Her daughter had to go through it too. Like it's not just him dying. It's his daughter too. It's like she had so much potential. She could have been like the next Kobe of the WNBA, bro. Like she had a bright future ahead of her, and like to see that just happen, bro. Like I honestly felt like I don't know what the pilot was doing, but it's like, bro, like common sense, like. You need to not not pilot in a cloudy area, like especially in low turbulence. Like, yeah, I mean, hey, shout out to Vanessa Bryant getting that bag though. Like, yeah, if TMZ fucked them, like she deserves all that stuff. I mean, of course she gave it back to the Mama Sierra Foundation, but like getting the news out like that before it wasn't confirmed and before she even knew and like all that other stuff, bro, like
they just want to be the first. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like that's just sad how the news works nowadays, but
they don't care if it's true or not. They just want to be first.
Yeah, that's the thing too. They'll take the L, they'll take the fines or whatever, but yeah. But now it's kind of like present day. It's been it was since 2020, so almost 3.
Was it 2020? Damn.
It was 2020. That's when I remember the pandemic was like
just about to start.
Yeah.
It was like around what? February?
It was January.
Yeah.
Yeah, January.
Yeah, because during March is when everything started shutting down. I remember.
It was like early March.
I got furloughed. I was like, fuck yeah, bro. I'm gonna be
furlough.
home.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was so sick, bro. If I could go back to that, I would have locked in more, bro. I was just Call of Duty, Warzone.
Yeah, you know what? I'm glad you bring that up because I was on that tip too. Me and my friends, we'd always be on Warzone, bro. Like the OG map, bro. Yeah. Man, fucking it up, being getting dubs left and right. Like that was a good time.
Yeah, wake up, start playing. When you go to sleep, start
Yeah, yup. I mean, I was trying to start this habit of like jogging and like going out, like. Because I was just like, man, I'm tired of being staying at home because it's like, because I was living with like my in-laws at the time and they were like, oh, don't go outside, you don't want to get COVID.
You don't want to bring it back to the house.
Yeah. So like we would just like sanitize everything. And even just for a run, like I'd have to sanitize my phone. Like I'd go, on the trail in the east side, like going to Little Mexico, coming back, because I used to live right there in Hollywood. And yeah, it's like, bro, like that time was just, it was a time. And I like you said, like I kind of wish I did a little bit more, you know, for myself that time, like looking back at it, because it's like that was a time where we were just getting paid to do nothing. Like
Yeah, literally,
that
bro.
was the time to like focus in.
That's when I started my podcast, bro.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Hell
so
yeah.
I started it during the pandemic, but
Oh, yeah, ups to you on that. Shit's
Yeah.
fire, bro.
yeah, I appreciate you, bro.
Raulyknows, fool.
Yeah, come on.
man. Come on.
Come on, man.
Come
Hey,
on.
tune in. I have them available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever you want.
Yes,
But
sir.
I mean, yeah, I just started it, man, and just like the pandemic kind of like, I did have that money to do nothing, and I told myself, you know, I always wanted to start a podcast, and like I do know a lot of people that would be interesting to like interview and shit. So that's honestly I never really said that on camera or like on the pod. Like I've never really said why or how I started it. So during the pandemic, yeah, for sure.
Hey, man,
And it's been going a little bit better every day. Damn, man, I've been since I don't have a job at the moment, which is great. But at the same time, like I've been locked into other things. Like I started going back to the gym, dude. I've done the 4 podcasts in the last week.
Yeah.
My eyes start hurting because I'm editing so much. But at the end of the day, I'm grateful for like this little thing, my baby, which is my podcast, and I feel like it's only gonna get better, man.
Yeah, bro, hand in hand with your thing too, and like I just want to congratulate you on all you've done too, because honestly, podcast is definitely definitely for those not of the faint of heart, like especially your niche and like how you're you do stand up too, so it's like kind of coincides, you know what I mean, like being passionate about podcasts and also like being a comedian as well. It's like definitely you have to be in that space of doing both. And sorry,
no, you can stay there, bro. Don't even trip.
hey, what's up, dog? But yeah, man, ups to you with doing everything and that, bro. Like it's definitely admirable, because
Thank you, bro.
at the end of the day, man, like you're doing what you're passionate about.
Yeah,
That's why I wanted to
absolutely.
support you, bro. Like you're really a great guy and you're really
Appreciate it.
funny. Like
I appreciate it, bro.
yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm
I went
trying,
to
man.
his first show. That show was so funny, man.
You were there,
Yeah.
dude. You know what's crazy? I cringe and how all this. Dude, I cringe how bad I was, bro. And like I mean, not to say that I'm professional yet, but like, bro, like I have a lot of good concepts that I make through my old trauma, bro. Like I used to think growing up in the hood, I hated it, bro. But then now it's just like all my content's from there. Like
That's what makes good stories.
it makes good stories and relatable too, because not everybody just comes from like silver spoon. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean, you
yeah,
could relate in that your parents are immigrants. My parents are immigrants.
yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I like, bro, like there's so many things we could relate to, and just like relating to people through jokes. I love it too, man. And
Making people smile, like have a good time, because being relatable, being tearing down that wall, and being like relatable, and like and making people laugh kind of just puts that perspective on a guard down of like, oh, this guy's actually not a stranger, he's actually a friend. You know what I mean? Like laughter is the best medicine I found. So definitely good ups on you on that. But,
appreciate it, bro.
But yeah, man,
I'm trying, bro. I'm definitely not stopping, man. Like,
no, for sure.
I feel like now it's just like I have a second wind, and it's just like, I gotta go harder on this podcast shit. I gotta start like practicing more on my jokes, and getting my seat time, how they say, just like keep going and going and going, and eventually, like, I know it's gonna happen because it's gonna be up to me.
Yeah.
Really, at the end of the day, like in anything,
Yeah.
you get what you put in.
Yeah.
So like, if I'm expecting it just to come to me, it might never come to me.
No, and you were talking to me too off camera, like you were locked in, like how you're not even trying to drink.
I'm not drinking right now.
Yeah, and I was just like, when you were coming over, I'm like, hey man, I'm gonna buy you a drink, bro. Like let's get in the mood to talk,
Yeah.
But you're telling me, oh no, I don't drink, man. And I'm like, dude, ups to you on that, bro. It takes a lot for someone to.
Yeah, especially being from Vegas, bro, and just like
Yeah.
being a part of the industry and just loving food so much. I love drinking cocktails and
Yeah.
all that stuff. It's just like I'm going through a point in my life where like I need to be in touch with certain parts of myself that I wouldn't be able to if I just was always drunk, which I was always drunk. Like
No, I feel you on
after work, I'd get a drink. On my days off, I'd go drinking. I'd drink, bro. Like everything. I couldn't name one thing without involving drinking. Let's go hiking. Oh, I'll bring some drinks.
that. Yeah.
Oh, let's go to the movies. Oh, we'll pregame.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go eat. Yeah, we'll pregame before, or we'll get cocktails there. We'll buy a bottle, whatever.
Yeah.
That's not me.
Yeah.
And I hate that I had to go through something that kind of like fucked up my mental health.
Yeah.
To where I was just like, you know what? I don't know how people like are gonna take me talking about like my faith or whatever, but it's just who I am, really. I pray to God a lot, and like, bro, there was a time where I told God, I was just like, I want to be closer to my family,
Yeah.
and I want to be closer to you, to God, and just like, you know that saying they say is just be careful what you wish for, because you might just get it. Where I'm at in my life right now, bro, I literally just quit my job. And I mean, I have my money on to the side. Like, I'm good on like my bills and stuff, but just being at home, quitting my job, being at home, being unemployed, kind of like people are telling you, oh, it's a negative thing. People, when it comes to the word unemployment, people see it as a negative thing. Yeah. But in reality, the way I see it is just like my prayers have been answered in a way. Yeah. Because now I'm at home. I got closer to my mom. She's been like, she worries a lot about me. She's like, hey, what do you need? What do you need? Like, they're helping me out, but at the same time, like, I thought, like, I don't even know how to explain it, bro. Like, just having that step up for me, like, it just meant a lot for me. Like, just knowing that I could just fall back on my family, and I just never felt that before.
Yeah, family first, for sure. Bro.
For sure, and that's why I'm saying, like, I'd be careful what you wish for. You might just get it. I said I wanted to get closer to my family. Now this is like the closest I've ever been to them, and then being closer to God, it happened too because I felt like I had nothing. Yeah, and then now I talk to them, to that greater power more, and it's just like, you would think I'd be stressed out a lot, bro, but honestly, I'm prayed up, bro.
Yeah, man. It's all about perspective. Like, you know, when you, like you say, when you ask, you know, I believe in God too. So it's like when you pray to Him, and you know, you seek Him, and it's like He actually gets you what you want, and He's not giving you the silver spoon. He's like, hey, I'm guiding you to the right path, but you're the one that's ultimately gonna, do what you need to do to get where you need to get. He just shows you the way. But for you, man, like, yeah, don't let that unemployment be like, it's just a term, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
A lot of people, are unemployed, but they're working from themselves. Like, they're actually doing their thing, and like, there's a lot of people actually being really successful, not even being employed right now. So it's like, I'm supporting you, all the way, man. Like, definitely keep doing your thing. Like, opportunities are gonna come. It's gonna pop up.
Just being me being here, setting up. I actually got a phone call to get a job. So like,
hey, see. Yeah,
so,
see,
things come, man, in their divine timing, bro, and I believe in that, man. And at the same time, I'm not too stressed out about it, because at the end of the day, I got God, and God always got me, man.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So if you need, I'm always here for you, bro.
I appreciate it,
especially with that. But man, Raiders coming, man. We Jimmy G, what you feel about that, bro?
Jimmy G, honestly, bro, like, he doesn't fumble as much.
Yeah. I hope we get the Jimmy G that went to the Super Bowl.
I don't want to say too much. Yeah, I don't want to say too much. I just want to win, bro. Just win, baby. Like,
win, baby.
That's all I want, bro. Just being part of the Raider organization itself, like, it made me even more of a fan.
Yeah.
And now that they're in Vegas, I'm from Vegas, so it's just like, man, like, I just want to at least make playoffs, get to at least something, It's going to be crazy if we actually win the Super Bowl, because it's in Vegas, bro.
Yeah, I know. It'd be crazy. I mean, hey, we've got the WNBA championship. We got the hockey championship.
Imagine that, the Triple Crown.
Yeah, if it happens, man.
Right, you already know the fucking that fucking the parade was crazy.
It was lit. I actually saw this fool.
Yeah, we ran into each other. A sea of people.
We were lit, bro. I mean, honestly, that whole like scene and just being in the
dude, they closed out the whole fucking strip. Not the whole strip, but like basically like the main part of the strip. Yeah. Like, bro, it was a one in a lifetime opportunity, bro. I was not at the game, but I was outside watching it.
Yeah.
When they won the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
and that itself was magical.
Yeah, I know a couple of friends that were there too. I wish I was there, but I was like, man, because I was working, and I was like, man, I really wish I called off just to be there in that atmosphere.
Yeah, but you were there for the parade,
I was there
which
for
is
the
more
parade.
important.
And now that's the reason why I didn't like call off to be in that game, because I'm like, oh, what if they push it to game 6 or game 7? You know what I mean? So yeah, man. Yeah, that parade was special. Honestly, like we have a great group of guys. Honestly, like I love hockey, man. Like I don't know, maybe because my degenerate self likes to bet too. But
I forgot about that. Dude, you got all the bets going, bro.
I don't like baseball at all. Like
No, I don't touch baseball.
At a betting standpoint, like
I'm a football guy.
yeah,
I made a lot of money last year, bro.
Football is great. I love making money in football and basketball, hockey. Like, yeah, man. Like, I just love sports in general. Like, betting is just a thing to kind of just.
So is it safe to say that we should hit you up for some bets? Pay you for some bets or what?
Hey, man. Yeah, it's happened with me with basketball. You know what I'm saying? Hockey. I'm your guy. Football. I'm kind of like up and up.
No, that's when you come to me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Dude,
See, yeah.
Football, bro. I got a lot of wins. Every Sunday I would at least double my money.
Yeah.
And just keep it rolling, double and double and double. And then every now and then I've hit 2 big ass parlays in my life, bro. And this is crazy.
When you hit them commas, bro, that's when it's real. You're just like, okay, cool.
Bro,
this is where you get the structure bankrolls. You know,
the craziest parlay I ever hit, and I'm an idiot by the way for doing it, but I just felt like it was gonna hit. Like when you feel it, but also when you feel it, you're an idiot. Because like if you go off the feeling, come on, bro.
Especially,
but football, I was doing very well. Like I would predict like the right score, like not the right scores, the right winners and stuff.
Yeah.
But then I remember, I want to say it was 2021. I put a 6-teamer, a $200 parlay. If you don't know what a parlay is, like it's more than one bet, but in order for you to get the win, all the bets that you put into that ticket have to win or have to like what you predict. So in my case, I put 6 teams of football to win, which teams were gonna win, and all of them won. And it was a $200 ticket.
Yeah, that's probably paid at least like
7 bands.
7 bands.
7 bands.
See the math.
And at the time, I was in a lot of credit card debt, bro. So I was just like, man.
Yeah, swoop that.
Fresh out of debt. bro. And then after that.
But hitting 6 legs is crazy, bro. Like, I remember hitting 6. I mean, the most I do is like 7, but I like to stay in a sweet spot of like 2 to 4 max. But like 2 to 3 is kind of like my sweet spot.
And even that's difficult.
Yeah, it is, honestly. But it depends what app you got. Because I have Boyd, and I would like do alternate totals or spreads and stuff like that, or player props. So like having those alternates, like definitely like shop around and get the type of app that works for you. But yeah, like I would put like a $200 bet on like a player prop for like, I had like this AD prop, and I had like this hockey prop with like Vegas Knights hitting over 6.5 goals, and like, yeah, bro, I would hit those consistently, and like I would turn like $200 to like $1,000 ticket type shit. Because it was like plus money. I think it was like, plus like $475 or something like that.
When it's plus, what does that mean?
Plus means it's just a greater payout. Because when you have the minus in betting, it's favorited. So 100. So if it's minus 100,
110. The regular
minus 110. 100 to win. If you put 100 in, you get back.
No, if you put 110 in, you get 100.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So I mean, the more plus money, the more if it's a plus 100 and you put 100 and you get 100 back, so that's 200. So, but yeah, like man, that's why like right now,
degenerates, bro.
Right now, like in like July to August,
football season has to come back.
Yeah, exactly. Like from the end of June after NBA's done and hockey's done, it's like, dude, like I kind of like take a break, but it's hard because like sometimes I itch. I'm like, man, I want to bet sometimes, but I was like, nah, I can't. So like right now I'm like in this space where I'm like not betting right now, but yeah, once football rolls around, definitely, because I love doing them what's called, not round robins, but it's called
round robins. You're sick.
No, not round robins. What's that? Where you your teasers.
Teasers.
Yeah. Like you buy those.
I hit a teaser
spread.
too. I hit a $100 teaser to win 900, so I won 1,000. So.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, man, we gotta type in more with those betting shits, but yeah, we'll link up for that.
Get it, man, for sure, man. So anything you want to say to the camera before we end this right now? We're at like an hour right now, bro.
Oh wow, time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about Woosubi, the sign out, or anything that you want to say to the camera. Shout out to Blank Gallery, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to Blank Gallery. You know, putting the community on. Yeah, man, follow Woosubi LV for more info about our food. You know, my name's James. You can follow me on my Insta as well. But you know, shout out to Raulyknows. Yeah, he's doing his thing. See his shows as well. You know, he's doing his thing as well. And thank you for the opportunity to give me
It was good talk,
this space. Yeah, man. I it's my first one, but hey, I actually felt like it wasn't a podcast when I was talking to you.
We're having conversations, bro.
Yeah, man. Great conversation.
Hey, thank you so much for joining me here at the Raulyknows podcast
Love
at
you,
your
bro.
beautiful home. Thank you so much for letting me come by.
Thank you for coming there, you guys. Welcome to my beautiful home, and thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much.
Woosubi and Raulyknows signing out. Thank you.
One love.